Howdy guys, my name is Dagavi and welcome to a kind of a rant video. I'm a little upset at the event. I'm not hating it entirely. I will bring up the good sides and the bad sides, but you can consider this just kind of a rant video. I'm just gonna record this real quick, no real crazy editing. I'm gonna throw in some clips of things that I noticed as I was playing it, but otherwise there isn't really much to say here. So, the Black Banquet event is supposed to be the 10th anniversary celebration for Dead by Daylight. You would think, like with the previous celebrations, that they would have gone the extra mile, and honestly, it just feels kind of half baked. Um, and I don't mean it in a way that, like, they didn't put a lot of thought into it. I mean, they kind of did, but it feels very menial. It feels like they took some, like, ideas off of a pin board that they had and kind of mashed them together. And I'm going to get into that here in just a second. Um, Before I complain about that, yes, I know the new Survivor's out. Yes, there will be a video on him. Um, his perks are fine, and he doesn't really have anything to do with the event, so he's not part of this rant, or less so rant, more so like maybe an event review. So here's what I think. As somebody that has been playing this game off and on for years and recently got a new account and everything so that I could start fresh for YouTube and everything. Um, I think that this event is one of the weaker ones. Certain. I remember Masquerade being pretty cool. I remember the old God, what was it called? Like the summer barbecue one back in the day. I played those when I was like pretty fresh into Dead by Daylight, and they were fun. And this one's not it. Now let me kind of get into why. First, I'm going to quickly just describe what this event entails. So, obviously, it's killer versus survivor. There are two phases. There is a main course phase and there is a dessert phase. The main course phase for survivors is basically like you're going around the map, you're still doing generators, you're still blessing or cleansing totems, still opening chests, normal standard Dead by Daylight, except you have things called uh food food carts, I think they're called. Yeah, where you can pick up little plates of food. I forgot what they're called off the top of my head. I've been playing it for a few hours and I'm honestly kind of just done, as you can tell from my voice. I was gonna make a whole video about it, and I ended up not having fun. I don't even know if the video is gonna come out because of it. Um, but basically, you would find the foods at these food carts. You could do one of two things with them. You can either eat them to get like a small bonus, whether it's like you can turn yourself invisible for a couple seconds, get like maybe a second of like 10% haste, or get like invulnerability for a couple seconds just to like get past a killer and quickly go into another loop. It's pretty cool. And then some of these interactions change when you fill up tables. You have to put 4 plates onto a table, and you're able to unlock an interaction from anywhere, I think, like 6 minutes to 2. I'm not sure exactly the longest that I've seen, but basically, if you do the second option, then it completely changes the game for at least a couple minutes. Basically, can make it so the pallets are completely unbreakable and broken pallets respawn. You can give everybody haste uh, and faster like actions. Jumping those fucking repairing gens, healing, so on and so forth. That basically just God. That's how it's been. I'm so bored already. Um, that my brain is fried. Or you can like teleport around the map or what have you. And it's actually pretty cool. And the dessert phase is like you can go to these same carts and tables and eat the food straight off of them without having to pick up the plate. And it gives you small bonuses. It could give you evasive, it could give you endurance, so on and so forth, right? Just small little bonuses, and they can stack. You can go around to multiple tables eating things. So you have, like, for example, both endurance and evasive, which is fun. Fine. It's fine. It's fun. Now, I'm not a survivor player, and I'm not going to sit here and say that this is like very survivor sided, but it definitely feels like it is. The killer side of things is not nearly as fun. Um, for the killer side of things, you get poison. That's it. So let me go ahead and describe to you what the poison does. I think you get 5 bottles of poison to start the match out with, and then it just passively regenerates like a killer power. Um, and the problem is that the poison sucks. It's boring to use. It's not that it necessarily sucks. If you know how to hit shots and everything, you'll be fine. But the problem lies in the fact that all the poison does is give hindered. And I believe it makes them exposed after a second. I could be entirely wrong. I'm not sure. I played a good few matches where I thought I got a 2 hit on somebody, but it looked like they went from uh healthy to dying. So I'm not quite sure, but anyways. And you can either throw these poison bottles at survivors or in like a vicinity to get like a little clown cloud, and I'm gonna get to that here in a second. Or you can put that on the tables and the carts and poison the food. But here's the problem with doing that. It's just the hindered. It doesn't give you a different effect because you put it on a table. A different effect because you put it on a cart. It doesn't give you a different effect for throwing it at a pallet. It doesn't give you a different effect for throwing it on a generator. It doesn't do anything of the sort. I wholeheartedly think it should have. Then it could be balanced with this. I have seen multiple times people online complaining, especially about. Ugh, sorry, I'm really tired. It's been a hell of a day. Complaining about specifically the unbreakable pallets. The unbreakable pallets are pretty brutal because it lasts a really long time, and you're basically just screwed. Your loops are completely shut down. You have to just keep moving along, and you have to keep chasing the survivor. But if the survivor knows how to loop you, then you're being looped for at least 2 minutes, which sucks. Now, the next thing I kind of want to talk about is the Toothy Tort. So I'm going to go ahead and go into play and Survivor. The reason why I'm going Survivor is because obviously I wanted to show you that I did get Shane, and I like my outfit on him. He's fine. He's a beautiful man. Um, but you can already see that I am Prestige 1 level like 50 something, right? I'm pretty high up for Shane already. Level 27, right? So I'm over halfway to Prestige 2. Now, notice a problem right here. Namely, right here, right there. That number? Yeah, I have 5. Now, this isn't 5 from the time I started, but I think the most I've ever had in my inventory is 10. Now, that could be from 10 to like 10 plus 5, like maybe I've had 15, but even then 15 of these on a character that's already been prestiged is not good. It's very bad and like not in any way how these previous events worked and frankly existed. They basically like nerfed the drop rate for these. They were like, "Oh, we want these to be like I don't know if they're wanting these to be like specialty or something so that you cherish them more." But the same thing goes for the event items right here, like the Banquet Toolbox, medkit, and flashlight. These are just basic ass ones. You go here, Banquet medkit, 24 charges, 40%, unlock self-healing, decreases the speed and efficiency while healing yourself by 33%. And then boom, it's the exact same thing. Except full heal requires 16 charges. Oh, and a full heal requires 16 charges. Now, if you notice, the first aid kit has a slightly different hue to it uh, than the Banquet medkit. If you read, a full heal requires 16 charges. That's the change they did. And I started cracking up when I realized this. And the flashlight, same thing, 8 seconds of use. Oh, 8 seconds of use. Yep. So they are the same thing. They are not even purple. So the other thing I kind of wanted to talk about is just the bugginess. Not really the bugginess. I don't know the bugginess. Yeah. Basically, I have encountered some of the most bugs I've ever encountered in this game. I've seen some pretty rough ones at one point in my life. And the two that I'm going to be bringing up mostly are the Pinhead interaction with this and the Doctor interaction with this event. Um, so Pinhead was a very funny one. You know, we started the match, Pinhead was going strong, starting off pretty strong, and I found his box and started to open it in order to get him to back off. And obviously he teleports to me. He TPs to me. And so what happens is when he TPs to me, I don't see him for a second, start running because I'm confused. And I look over and his legs are stuck in the ground. He can't walk. He is looking at me like a little plant would its owner. Like he's looking at me like, "Mom, I threw up." And basically, like I felt bad because it's like an event and people had grinded and saved blood points for it. I didn't want him to waste his toothy tort that he had brought in. So I went to the box again and released him. And yeah, you could say, "Oh, well, that was easy BP for you," but this is an event that I haven't been having fun with. I don't want anyone else to not have fun with it too. Now, the doctor. The doctor, I don't know if he's broken currently or if it's the event specifically where he's struggling. Well, I wouldn't say struggling, more like thriving for the wrong reasons. Um, Basically, as you know, he can put you from madness stages 1 to 3. Gradually through static shocks and everything. Apparently, according to this person that I played against, I don't know if this is a bug, but I've seen other people kind of talk about it, where during the event, um, I don't know if it's like a error with the interactions between the plates and the killer, or sorry, the uh, or like the debuffs and everything with him, but it just doesn't. For some reason, you cannot snap out of Madness 3. That's what I'm trying to get out of my mouth. You cannot snap out of Madness 3. So right now, if you really wanted to be a bully, you could go run Doctor and just demolish lobbies. Now, the importance of getting out of Madness 3 is the ability to heal, pick up survivors, do certain other interactions. If you aren't able to get out of Madness 3, you can't do that. So there goes a good chunk of like progress, I guess, through the match because oh look, it's Doctor and now you're in Madness 3 and you can't get out. The problem is that I'm trying to do content on Dead by Daylight now, even if it's with a fresh start and everything from like the days when I was on console and had hundreds, if not like thousands of hours. Uh, Here I'm new all over again. I'm reteaching myself the game. So I'm like, okay, let me get as much bang for my buck as I can. Let me go play the new event, and the new event sucks. So, what do I have to say about the new event? It's not great. It could be a hell of a lot better. Um, I would advise still saving your blood points and which is a shame to say, just wait for the next thing, I guess. But yeah, if you guys ended up enjoying this rant, I know it was a little bit different. Leave a like, comment, and a subscription. I would deeply, deeply appreciate it, and I will see you guys later. Good night, and bye bye.